Okay everybody, good morning. For this lesson you're going to need your book. You're also going to need this sheet. So again, that should be in your Beanstalky maths pack. Okay, it's the one with the learning pit on it. And if you still have any of these which are spare, this might be useful, but it's not essential. And of course, your pencil. Okay, so for today's fact of the day, which is 5 times 7 equals 35, what I've done is I've done a whole load of number sentences and diagrams for you to put into your book and complete. Can you find the answers for all of these? And remember, if you want to start with these ones and work your way up, that's absolutely fine. And if you whiz through those and want to do some mega facts, that's also fine. You pick the level that works for you. I'd work on that for about 10 minutes. And we'll talk about the answers in Zoom later. So hopefully you've managed to find this sheet in your pack. If not, don't worry, you can just do these sums in your maths book, find your maths book, as usual. So you can pause on the sheet and then have a go at it in your maths book, but hopefully you've got the sheet. So our learning point today is, can I use multiplication and measuring maths to make some flapjacks? So usually in school, we do the maths for this, and then we'd make some flapjacks. But obviously I know that you might not all be able to do that. However, if you can, that would be great. And you can do some real life measuring, weighing, mixing and making. Okay, one more resource, sorry about that, which might be useful is your times table sheet, because today we're going to be doing something quite tricky. We are going to be timesing by 8. So Jim wants to make thank you flapjacks for the giant. Oh, I love flapjacks. He has to make each ingredient 8 times bigger. So if he's making a flapjack, obviously it's quite small, he wants the giant to have a much bigger flapjack, 8 times bigger. So 8 times bigger than his flapjack. So can I multiply timesing by 8 using the grid method? Hint, if you don't know your 8 times table yet, you can use the cheat sheet. It's in your pack. Once you've multiplied all the amounts by 8, try to make the flapjacks. Can I weigh ingredients accurately using Wales? Oh my goodness. Can I weigh ingredients accurately using weighing scales? If you don't have things in to make the flapjacks, if you've got another recipe to follow, that's absolutely fine as well. Okay, so you are taking 11, timesing it by 8, taking 7 and timesing it by 8, 13 times 8 and 22 times 8. Now, I don't really want to give you those because there's only 4 calculations there. So we're going to think about raisins. So if I'm going to put, let me think. I'm going to put 14 grams of raisins into my flapjack. So I need to take that 14 grams of raisins and times it by 8. So, like I said, if you've got one of these sheets, that's super. If not, you can use your book. So I said 14 grams and I'm going to times it by 8. So of course I take my 14 and I break it into a 10 and a 4. So 10 plus 4 is 14. That's me just breaking it down. In my ones, I'm timesing it by 8. Now, as you know, we can draw it out this way. So we got a 10, 1, 2, 3, 4. Another 10, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I'm going to skip to me having completed that. So hopefully you can all see now that I've times my 14 by 8. So first of all, let's look at this box. 10 times 8. Now that is nice and easy for me. I know my 10 times table and I know that 10 times 8 is 80. Now I can use my times table sheet just to double check. 10 times 8 equals 80. Or I can give myself a little pat on the back. Now, I don't know 4 times 8 yet, I haven't learned it, so I could count up every single dot, or I could look on my sheet. Ooh, 4 times 8 is 32. Now, I just want to prove that to everybody, just to make sure I haven't just plucked this number from nowhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. So now I know 10 times 8 is 80. I know 4 times 8 is 32. Let's add those together to get my final answer. How many raisins will I need for the giant's flapjack? So 80, 90, 100, 110. Add on the 2, that is going to be 110. Add on the 2 is 112 bananas? Kilometres? No, of course not. Let me double check. Grams I'm measuring in. So if I was putting raisins in my flapjack, I would need 112 grams of raisins. So this is for your working out if you don't have this sheet, and your answer goes in here. Now, of course, again, you do not have to draw all of those, especially now you've got your cheeky cheat sheet. So, exactly the same sum, but just with the numbers. 10 times 8 equals 80. Fantastic. 4 times 8. I don't know the answer. I'm going to look on my cheat sheet. Oh, it's 32. Add those two numbers together, and as we've just seen, that will come to 112 grams. So if you're confident with using the numbers, use this. If you need to draw out each number, do it this way. And this really helps you to understand what's actually going on when you're timesing by 2-digit numbers. So 11 grams of butter in Jim's flapjack. How many in the giant's? 7 grams. And again, you could do this just knowing your 7 times table, or you could put it in a grid. 13 grams of brown sugar. You're probably going to need a grid for that one. And 22 grams of oats. And you can put your answer in here. Okay, so have a good go at that. If you're stuck, please come along to the Zoom in the morning. I'm really happy to talk you through it. And of course, we'll talk through it in our afternoon Zoom as well. So the drop-in Zoom is at 11:30 as always, and the afternoon Zoom either at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. So use this. Use this if you need it. If not, you can just draw your grids onto here. So that would be a 10 and a 1 times by 8. Okay. You can also do other types of working out. You can do 7 add 7 add 7 8 times. And you can use this to help you as well. So have a go at that. We will talk about it later. Then the final thing, the final sheet we've got, is we do have a very simple recipe for giant flapjacks. So if you would like to do that, that would be brilliant. If you've got something else you could weigh and cook, that is also fantastic. Okay, see you later. Goodbye.